And just as I looked over at the box, I saw the engravings light up like they were on fire. And I look over at Robbie to tell him about it, and he's staring directly at the box, and he's mouthing some kind of word. He's going, and I look at him, and I see the box, and the box is still lighting up, and I look back at him, and I go, stop reading it! On my honeymoon in 2020, I went to the Zach Bagans Museum, and there was so many things and so many wonderful experiences there. So many dark experiences, but I love dark experiences, so that's like, you know, that was all part of the fun. One of the things that I was kind of cautious about, though, was the Dybbuk Box room. I knew going in that, you know, this could be something I might not want to deal with. I literally have a conversation with my husband before we go in. I say, look, we're about to go into the Dybbuk Box room. I want you to just not really look at anything. I don't want you to read anything. You can glance, but I don't want you spending time really looking at any one thing. Like, don't read nothing. Try not to say much while we're in there. Don't touch nothing. Like, let's just get in, kind of check it all out, and then get the hell out. What is a Dybbuk box? Okay, so there supposedly is 10 Dybbuk boxes in the world. Zach Bagans has most of them, I do believe. And they are supposedly containing some of the most demonic spirits ever, you know, to be unleashed onto mankind should they ever be opened. And supposedly people went to great lengths to get them in said box, and that is why we're trying to not let them out, i.e. Pandora's box style. I'm curious. Don't get me wrong. I'm like the most curious, and I don't get scared when things are supposed to be terrifying. I've literally walked up to glowing red-eyed demons before, and I've chased things out of houses that other people would have nightmares and probably piddle themselves over. I've always just been fearless on those things. I actually adore darker things, and I actually feel that I have been given the gifts that I have because somebody needs to be the guy that's the warrior. Somebody needs to be the guy that's fearless on that kind of stuff. And somebody needs to be the guy that retains the knowledge thereof and does something with it. So whenever I come across something really dark or scary, I'm not necessarily put off on it, and I don't necessarily want it even gone, but I am cautious and I do give respect, as I think anybody should in that situation. So tell my husband, hey, you know, we're about to go into this room and a couple of the other rooms. I was like, you know what I mean? But I was like, this particular room, let's just go in, take a glance, leave. As we're going through, there's several of them. The big one, the one that's been on Discovery Channel and History Channel and all the different movies and everything, the main one, it's in the middle. And I'm seeing it on my peripheral, but I'm like, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at all the ones he has around the room, and then I'm going to look at the one in the middle, and then we're going to get the beep out. And this is like my mental situation. I'm looking at him. I'll be honest, the little cute green one, I would have opened it. I know. Don't open it, Shayna. Don't open it. But it was so cute. Why I wanted to open that one. The one that had the tree around it? Yeah. Anyways, don't open things, people. Don't open things. I was good, though, and I kept my hands to myself, and I made it to the middle of the room. I looked at the box, and I kind of went around the box clockwise. And as I'm behind it, I noticed that there's all these intricate carvings. I assume they're Hebrew, but they could have been something else. I'm not sure. Just carved down. I want to say that there was 2 lines. This was like some years ago now, because it happened in 2020. So, but if my memory serves, it was about 2 lines, and I want to say that one was longer and one was shorter. And I go and I'm looking at it, and all of a sudden, with my eyes, I am seeing the carved indentations lighting up and filling up with this almost orange fiery glow. And I'm like, what the freak is this? And I look over at Robbie to say something to him, and he's literally mouthing something, looking at it, and I'm watching his eyes follow the pattern as the things are lighting up. And I look at him and I slap him and I said, stop reading it, stop reading it. My husband's got some gifts too, you know. He doesn't practice really, but he has on occasion, and that was even before I got around him, you know. And so what he does is very secret and off to himself and very, very rare, right? But the things that he was into would have allowed for him to maybe read some of that stuff. And I do believe he was accurately reading it, and or something had low-key, I won't say possessed, but maybe oppressed him for the moment to force him to read what the beep he was seeing on the back of that box, and I don't know what would happen if I don't know what would have happened if he had lit up all the letters, all the characters. He got pretty damn close to lighting up all the characters. I think there was like 1 or 2 on this level, and then like 3 or 4 on this level, and then that was it. That was it. And he would have lit them all up. Now, was this a physical them lighting up, or was this all a spiritual thing? I don't know. As a real natural gifted mystic, empath, psychic, sorceress type woman, I don't know if I'm seeing it and everybody else can see it, or if just he and I were seeing it, or what the beep. All I know is that it was during COVID, so they had to space the beep out. So when him and I went in, we had the room to ourselves. We were our own party, so we got to go in, you know, like we were in a VIP group, but they kind of spaced us out. They're like, okay, you guys all came together, you guys go into this room, if it's a tight space, you know, and then we would kind of wait for the next people to leave, and then it would be our turn, and then so on and so on. So I can't confirm nor deny that anybody else did see it. I would love to know if anything was on the videos, because I know that Zach has cameras all over his establishment, and I wonder how much there is some crazy things going on those cameras that maybe people don't get or see because they're so focused on looking for, I don't know, people vandalizing or something. They're not necessarily looking for ghosts. I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe they are. I don't know. Am I afraid of the Dybbuk Box? I don't think I'm not. I wouldn't say afraid is the right word. I would say, you know, I'm not afraid of snakes, but I'm not going to just stick my hand in a snake cage if I just got done eating a cheeseburger or handling a small animal or whatever. I haven't washed my hands. I don't know when the snake last ate, and I don't know what's going to trigger it. That would never happen. Does that mean I'm afraid of the snake? No, it means I'm cautious and I respect what it is and I respect what it could do, and I'd rather be safe than sorry. So, you know what I mean? That's my take on that. As far as, are they dangerous? You know, there are so many controversies on, is the Dybbuk Box real? Is it fake? Did somebody make it up? Was it all bullshit? I feel like there was energy there. Whether or not it started off as a real or fake possessional heirloom doesn't even matter anymore, because I do believe in Toplas and I do believe in people putting their energy towards something. I've seen a stick man, a fucking stick man, and my mom has seen one, and I've heard about other people seeing them. I'm talking like a stick man, like it looks like you drew it with a magic marker, you know, and across the street. What would that be? I don't freaking know. But the idea behind a Topla is people do something enough or tell a story enough or put some information in the air, and everybody kind of latches onto it like it's canon, and before you know it, it is, and it's taken on life of its own, and it has its own energy, and it has its own, you know, its own, I was gonna say, animated side, you know. It has its own life after that. You know what I mean? Like, it takes on its own actual being. So whether or not the Dybbuk Box was originally full of a demon or full of bullshit doesn't matter, because now the story's been told so many times that demons would naturally be collected to it and attached to it. The energies thereof would naturally kind of congregate therein, because that is the story and that is what has been perpetuated. So just the same, I'm giving it its space, I'm giving it its respect, I'm not touching it, I'm not freaking reading it. Would I go back and see it again? Yeah, I'd go back and see it again. You know, it's a fun museum, and you never know what you're gonna get, but I definitely give it my respect, and I definitely give it its space. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be touching it. I'm not going to be reading it. I would let everyone know, if you go in, try not to touch it, try not to read it. Give it its freaking space. Are demons real? Yeah. 1000% they are real. But here's the thing. If evil is real, then that means good's real too.